Chuba. What's a guan? It's Carl Tros here. Tarot reader, psychic, medium, 16 years. It is today my daughter's birthday. Now, it's been a very complicated process becoming a father. One that I am sometimes lax to talk about because I don't want to do the space a disservice. I met the woman that I married, and we then, what's the word? Came together. Quite literally, maybe. But no, we collided. And then our worlds exploded and imploded all at the same time. Trying to hold that space without support, really. We were working out whether or not we would be here at the lake, whether we would leave. We then went to her mother and father's, which was not a good idea because I was in a position where I was not able to work there because of visas in America. So we were going to flip some houses. That's the work that her father does. To create a pot of money so that we could then go and have our daughter. But disagreements and lots of pushing from external forces, other people's energy and what they wanted and didn't want kind of crept in. It was very difficult to navigate that space, and also tried to remain true to what was in my spirit and my soul and what was best for all of us involved. Really difficult. And it was a very ungrounded space for me and felt very lots of energetic pulling of me and not having boundaries enough and feeling misheard and understood. And so we did not have the support that we needed in our union to step into parenthood. Once again, it's one of those things, you can have traveled the world, worked with a shit ton of fucking people, be quite, an intelligent person, emotionally intelligent person, and still the act and the art of stepping into having a child by baptism of fire. So, it's difficult because I don't want to, once again, I don't want to do a disservice to the person that I love. Because, in my heart of hearts and when I am most connected to God and aligned, I know that that is my union. But it's been very painful and very difficult. And as I have stepped into holding space of father, I've had to build my foundation. There's been expansion of my work and my business. I've had to fight off all of these shadow projections, people coming in and trying to take and drain energy as I build foundation to create something, that is a good foundation for, for my family, but not an easy space to do. That's also forced, the woman that I married to step into motherhood and to create this container for, our daughter to grow in. But there's been a complete lack of communication and distance and separation, that has meant that I have not been able to be there physically. Now, let me tell you, spiritually, I've been holding space energetically. And this is one of the reasons why people don't always understand, or see the truth of your situation. They just put A, B, C together. I don't understand what you're maybe navigating or juggling spiritually, energetically, for the benefit of the people you love. Sometimes the best thing that we can do is have distance or have space or have time and let people have their processes. And it might not make logical, rational, reasonable sense to anybody else, but that's no one's fucking business, And I also, when I got back to the lake where I live, the gossip mills do this, and people think that they understand your process or your journey and talk on your life as if they know you. you know? Especially, I've spoken about this previously, but uh, there was also other things that I was juggling from a previous relationship that people got their wires crossed and thought that that relationship was the one before, completely separate. Regardless, still no one's fucking business. It's none of your business, my life. Who are you to talk on it? Fuck off. You know? The reason that I am then talking about this and sharing this is because I also think that I had this conversation with the woman I was working with today, because in the retreat spaces that she's going to be holding with facilitation, she's working with with a lot of therapists, psychologists who are trying to change, the way in which they work to make therapy more human, so that it's not this disconnected, hierarchical position that a therapist holds. I love working as a psychic because I get to be real, I get to be raw. There isn't a confinement of my spirit and my soul, which means that I can see that in somebody else and help to facilitate that in them. Yeah. But also, I get to be human and share my experiences and my life, my pain, my darkness, my shadow, and gift that to other people. So I know that the experiences that I'm having at the moment with, my daughter, all of that is part of God's road, divine perfection, intelligent design. I see it with enough people that I work with that I know it to be true in my life. But let me tell you, has it been difficult? Yes. Has it been painful? Yes. Is that going to be transmuted into work that I do with other people? Yes. There was not enough support for two people coming together in union, entering into the space of parenthood in a way that is, I believe, nourishing. There's ways that people do it in mainstream society. That ain't my life. And I see a lot of that, and that's not the life I want to live or have my kid grow up in. So also the space that we have had has allowed me to do a lot of grid work, global grid work, to shift and change the energy of the world that my daughter is existing in, because I ain't okay with how some of it is. So there's a method to the madness. But once again, people think that they see you, they clock your situation, and that they can put in a little box that is good for them. Sometimes your spiritual growth will be painful. It will be difficult. It may not look logical to anybody else, but your connection to your spirit and your soul and God, right, is the main thing. Because if you know it in here, trust God. And I promise you, hell or high water, every single time in my life that I have doubted and questioned and been in the most painful, hardest moments, all it's done is take me closer to God and see God more and more and more. I've seen it in my life, I've seen it with the people that I work with. So happy birthday to my daughter Olivia. And when the time is right, your papa's here. And it will be the exact moment it needs to be. But it's hard, it's been difficult. Definitely a painful experience. But I also said this, I'm alive. People are living to 120, 130 these days. I'm a teetotal vegan. I will be living long. I'm at the start of my life. So in the grand scheme of things, this is a very, very small place. But once again, trusting in your union, trusting in love, trusting in the fact, divine perfection, patience, timing, all of it. I get it. It's not easy. But I promise that that's the truth. And I'm walking that road as much as everybody else. And I say these things to be real and raw, because that's what I think is good facilitation. That's what I think it makes a good fucking psychic. I ain't hiding from none of my shit. Open book, always have been. So, if anybody wants to work with me, carltreslove.com. If you want to give for these videos, pay back at Carl Treslove. Like I will, every little helps. I've got a lot of bills I need to pay. But once again, ethical service. There's no point in doing things if it ain't right for you, if it ain't right for me. it's got to be the right thing. But yeah, all of the different offerings are on there, the courses, the year-long spaces, the one-to-ones. Like I will always say, remember, all is good, all is God, all is love. Until we connect again soon in a wonderful, beautiful